This is the gospel according to the IRS. Breaking Points and church financial updates. And now, here's the authority, Dr. Michael Chitwood and Breaking Points.
Reverend Wilson, taken into custody because of major violations from the church checkbook caused by the church check writer or the bookkeeper from the church. The audit performed by the Internal Revenue Service said that the initial W-2 was $11,375, and when it was finished, the audit was $83,335. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's a huge difference. Violations from the church checkbook. This is Breaking Points. I'm Michael Chitwood. Grab your pad and pen. Let's get going. Breaking Points deals with violations from the church checkbook. Violations from the church checkbook. Before the audit began, his W-2 that his little bookkeeper gave him every year was $11,375. That's what his W-2 showed. Now, you know as well as I do, a family of three cannot live on $11,000 a year. So there must be some other compensation, some other benefit from somewhere. Would you not agree with that today? Here are the violations that the IRS found during this audit. By the way, one mistake that this reverend made is he went down and tried to represent himself. You can never go and represent yourself before the Internal Revenue Service on a major violation like this. That's not wisdom. So let's get going. Number one, violation. IRA payments for the minister or the minister's staff. The church cannot make your IRA payment for you directly from the church checkbook into your personal individual retirement account. You can't do it unless it hit your W-2 form. Well, you know that it didn't. So that's violation number one. Did you get that down okay? Number two is taxes. Well, there's a lot of kind of taxes. Let's deal with three of them. A, Social Security taxes. We call that FICA tax. Can the church pay the minister's FICA tax or Social Security tax for him? No, unless they put it in his W-2 because it is a benefit and a form of income. You can't withhold it on an ordained, licensed, commissioned minister, and neither can you pay it. Withholding it and paying it is two different things. Number B is income taxes. Every quarter, the church check writer would send a check to the Internal Revenue Service for this pastor's 1040 ES payment. You can't do that. That's against the law. It's a hidden or phantom income, as we would call it. And C, state income taxes. Now, this did not occur in a state that had state income taxes. I added that because most states do have a state income tax. This state where this pastor was indicted did not have a state income tax. So that's the three areas of taxes there. Social Security taxes or FICA tax. Number two, or B, income tax on the 1040 ES payments. And three, state income taxes if you live in a state that does have state income taxes. Number three, non-approved insurance premiums. That's a violation of Section 106 there, Section 106. Now, can the church write a check to you each month for your hospitalization insurance? If they do, it has to go into your income. Remember Section 61 of the Internal Revenue Code. What the compensation is called, how the compensation is computed, and the form of payment are still immaterial. So can the church send a check to an insurance company on behalf of your hospitalization insurance? Yes, they can. See, it's just a matter of knowing what to do and how to do it and the best way to accomplish this. The board voted for every one of these things, by the way. So you can see why that most people don't have a lot of confidence in board members. Number four, assets paid for by the church, but the church does not have title to those assets. Let me say that again. It's pretty long. Assets paid for by the church, but the church does not have the title to those assets. And on here, I have A through F. There's that many things on there, 6 items, A through F, that the church paid on behalf of this minister that never appeared in the minister's W-2 form, and it never appeared on his personal tax return. So 4 is assets paid for by the church, but the church does not have title to those assets. Tomorrow, I'm going to pick up violations from the church checkbook, and I'm going to give you those 6 things. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that you're going to be stunned but what this church paid for this preacher, and he never declared it as income. Till tomorrow, I'm Michael Chitwood.
Breaking Points gives you the latest IRS updates and tax law. Pastor, if the IRS came to your church today, what would you say? If you really want your house of worship in order, call 1-800-345-9117.